What's going on? What's going on, guys? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live on this Tuesday night, going up on a Tuesday, as the kids used to say. I think about a year and a half ago was that. Good to see you guys. I'll tell you what, there's a lot you can be depressed about right now. There's a lot you can feel defeated by right now if you choose that. But I, your man, Real Deal Steele, is not choosing that. I am not about that life. I am not about discouragement. I am not about being down and out. I am a fighter, and so are each and every one of you. Folks, if the road to financial freedom was easy, everybody would be a millionaire. Everybody would be a billionaire. But the fact is, there are key factors that separate the wheat from the chaff. Which column are you going to be in? Which column are you going to decide to be in? Warren Buffett infamously said that the stock market is simply the process of trading from wealth from the hands of the patient to the impatient. Folks, this is but a mere bump in the road. I'm coming out hot out of the gate tonight because I'm seeing a lot of discouraged people out there, and I am not going to mince words with you here right now. This is but a bump in the road. You need to take a deep breath, take a step back, and realize that it takes tenacity, it takes patience, it takes determination, and these are the qualities of an investor that succeeds. These are the qualities of an investor needs to succeed, folks. So don't be discouraged, don't be down and out. In fact, those of you who have the capital to allow further accumulation, you might want to consider that. Because there are people much more well-connected, much more wealthy than all of us put together here tonight that are doing just that and that are accumulating like crazy. Why do you think those folks are accumulating like crazy right now? Do you think they're accumulating like crazy and sinking millions and millions of dollars into cryptocurrency because they don't think that a future in digital currency is promising? No, of course they know. They see the writing on the wall. They know where this ship is going overall. Don't get too caught up in the day-to-day charts. Don't get caught up in too much in the day-to-day hysteria surrounding the mainstream media coverage of crypto markets, etc. You need to zoom out. You need to take a look at the full picture. And what does that full picture tell us? It shows us a trajectory of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Folks, we are merely in a 1 step back. So be of good cheer and be determined. Okay? Be determined. Show resolve. Show resolve in the face of fear. Folks, every successful person throughout their life faces uncomfortable challenges. The most successful moments in your life are uncomfortable, involve uncomfortable situations. This is just one of those moments. So that's what I got to say about that. Who do we got in the chat tonight? We've got Hector the Dude. We've got Zombie Doge Army. We've got Donna Tabuki. We've got Alan Schneider. We've got Marie Potter. We've got the Hump Deezy. We've got Ramon. Alan Schneider. Good to see you. We've got you. We've got Antoinette. We've got who else we got here? We got Night. We've got Nathan Hoffman. Mr. Lynn. Good to see you, Mr. Lynn. And Sliding Edge, Kobe. Good to see you, Kobe. Sliding Edge starting things off with the first super chat of the night, $5 super chat. Steven, sorry, cut out on the space earlier. I wanted to be more active, brother, but am dealing with a huge toothache. By the way, Doge to the moon. Hey, I've been there with the toothaches, man. Those are no joke. Make sure you get checked out and get that sorted. Totally understand Sliding Edge. And Donna Tabuki coming in for a $20 Make You Holler. Appreciate that, Donna. Appreciate your continued support of the show. Appreciate you. Says, this is for Antoinette. Well, thank you. In that case, thank you, Antoinette. Appreciate it. Awesome. What's up, Alvin? What's up, Satoshi? What's up, Daniel? What's up, Roberto? What's up, Frank? Frank says, zoom, buy the dip and buy it again if you have to. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you know, I'm going to leave up the whole buying the dip thing to each individual person. I don't feel comfortable advising people to buy the dip or not. It depends what your personal situation is. But what I can tell you is that if we look at the overall trajectory of cryptocurrency, especially as it relates to the most high utility established projects, the trajectory goes like this, folks. The overall trajectory is one that is upwards facing. And right now people are saying, oh my God, Doge is trading, 23 cents around there. What is going on? Why isn't this working out? Why aren't we moving ahead? Why aren't we plodding along? Why? Okay. Folks, take a deep breath. Realize that Dogecoin is up 9,000% from where it was 12 months ago today. Realize that it's up over 4,500% from where it was since the beginning of 2021. I know these aren't the easiest answers to hear. I know I was just hosting a Twitter space on a pre-show earlier, and I had a gentleman who was arguing for Dogecoin burns and that Dogecoin should start burning coins. Folks, you need to relax and trust the process. Burning coins isn't the answer. Blaming each other isn't the answer. Losing your cool certainly isn't the answer. And panic selling almost always isn't the answer ever. Okay, so you need to keep a cool head. You need to logically deal with this with a nice, sensible, cool sensibility. I can't emphasize that enough. Alvin, what is up? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Big green candle a few minutes ago. Yeah, we'll see. We'll continue to monitor the situation there. Diamond Hands Freddy, good to see you in the mix. Good to see you in the mix. Someone's asking me what was my Doge prediction. It's hard to say. I don't really feel comfortable getting too specific on it, like end of year. But what I can tell you is this. I do strongly believe, and all technical analysis is pointing to this, not only technical analysis, but everything surrounding Dogecoin specifically, not even Dogecoin specifically, but particularly Dogecoin, should I say, the sociological factors surrounding it are absolutely massive. I think that 2022 is going to be the most bullish year the crypto market has ever seen in its history. I honestly believe that, and particularly Dogecoin, for the aforementioned factors that I've been talking over and over again. All of these are coming to an apex in the first quarter of 2022. It's very difficult to measure this. We are in uncharted territory, not only as it pertains to Dogecoin, but also as it pertains to the NFT market. And the Doge Ethereum bridge is going to make Dogecoin more applicable in the NFT market. That's going to be a whole nother dynamic of utility coming in store for Dogecoin, which I believe is going to add a lot more notoriety and market value to it as well. Sliding Edge coming in with the $2 make you holler. My Doge Rabbi says life has dips, embrace them. Some of the advice that I honestly give here, guys, is not just applicable to cryptocurrency. It's applicable to life in general. I don't like to, as you guys know, I don't even like to keep the show only about cryptocurrency. I mean, it's a very crypto-centric show. I see myself as basically a talk show host that happens to be really into cryptocurrency and dog money and things like that. But folks, when you're up against the ropes, that is not the time to quit. That is the time to really buckle down and see your resolve through. When I look back to the most successful chapters of my life, they didn't happen until I had to do something very uncomfortable before that. That I had to go through something very uncomfortable in order to achieve those most poignant, successful moments and chapters in my life and accomplishments in my life. As that pertains to cryptocurrency, I do think it's applicable because, as I've been telling you guys over and over again, the majority of millionaires that are made as a consequence through cryptocurrency have done so through just exhibiting a lot of tenacity and patience. They have held on to solid projects for a long duration of time, particularly as it pertains to cryptocurrency. I don't mean 6 months. I don't mean 12 months. I don't even mean 2 years. I mean the course of several years. We have an A1 top-notch example of that in one of my co-hosts, Nick. Nick, who bought $10,000 worth of Dogecoin back in 2013 or 2014 and held on to almost all of that up to present day. And consequentially, he is a retired multi-millionaire at the age of 33. Sliding Edge coming in with a $2 super chat. I like buying Doge on sale. Buy 3, get 1 free dips. Yeah, absolutely. So to address the elephant in the room, Dogecoin Rise is unable to be with me tonight. So I'm sorry about that. It's out of my control. I just got a message from him just a little bit before I went live tonight, stating that he couldn't make it due to work reasons or something. So it is what it is, folks. So I will continue to try to bring you guys great guests on here, but it's just one of those things. Anyway, that's okay, because you got your man, Real Deal Steven Steele. I am perfectly capable of steering the ship all by my lonesome. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to be here with you folks tonight, and I'm happy to give you guys an outstanding show. So do not go anywhere. Stay dialed in. Put your feet up. Get sorted, whether it's with some hot tea or a stiff cocktail or fresh juice or some combination thereof. Whatever your pleasure is, you, my friends, are in the right place. You are watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele, bringing you the Steele Appeal. That's right. If you haven't already hit like, I want you to smash that like button. I want you to smash that like button like you'd smash your childhood celebrity crush. It takes just a moment of your time, folks. It's the number one thing you can do to help this channel ascend, reach more people, get through those tricky YouTube algorithms. And listen, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you and join our eccentric, awesome, fun little community here. Hit subscribe, hit all in that notification bell, stay dialed in, join us on our ascendance to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Lastly, if you feel compelled to super chat, that's obviously hugely appreciated for all my time and efforts that I put into this, and it frankly allows me to put as much time and effort as I put into this stuff, so appreciate that so much. Speaking of which, Donna Tabuki, again, coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Donna. This is for your life advice. Great job, to the moon. Thank you so much. Really appreciate, Donna, I tremendously appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Paradiddle in the mix. Good to see you. We don't need guests, just Steven. That's the spirit. I appreciate that, Para. Nathan, good to see you. Kenny Potter says, I've never seen any Star Wars movies before, but I'm going to start trying to watching from the first with Robbie. That's awesome, Kenny. Kenny's my nephew. He hasn't seen any Star Wars yet. My favorite Star Wars movie out of all of them is Empire Strikes Back, which was the second one ever made. I think it was made in 80 or 81. And I think the first Star Wars movie ever made was in 79, if I'm not mistaken. But Empire Strikes Back's personally my favorite. But yeah, I was a huge Star Wars fan as a kid growing up. And yeah, so enjoy. Audio Freak says, I used to water paste my childhood crush on the shower wall. I do not want to know the details, my friend, but thank you for sharing. Mama Crypto says, Steven, you didn't talk about the Satoshi demise topic in the spaces. I need to know. It's juicy stuff. Is Satoshi Nakamoto dead? For those of you who don't know, Satoshi Nakamoto is the alias name for the creator of Bitcoin. Now there is some speculation that he may not be around anymore. That is a story I'm going to get to momentarily. I got the tea, I got the juice. I'm going to bring it to you, and I'm going to let you guys know what to make of it from there. Also, obviously, to answer the big question, is the crypto market crashing? Not so much. I would say that this is still, believe it or not, within the realms of a healthy expected correction. Folks, you can always anticipate Bitcoin to pull back even upwards of 30% at any given moment. Although this feels alarming, this is not particularly uncommon. When you look at the totality of history, not only of Bitcoin, but of crypto in general, 30% corrections, though alarming, aren't unusual. And I wouldn't describe this as a crash. I would describe what happened in 2017 as a crash. Do you realize that crypto crashed so hard in 2017 that Bitcoin was down to around the likes of $3,000? Now imagine if you would have taken advantage of that. I didn't. I owned some Bitcoin back then, but I didn't take advantage of it. Hindsight's always 20/20, folks, and usually the people that are willing to be brave in the midst of the biggest storms are the ones that get rewarded the most, right? I would describe as what happened in 2017. That was a crypto crash. What we're having here, this is just the one step forward before, or the one step back before we take two steps forward. The overall trajectory is a positive one. Sometimes it's not as quick and it's not as exciting as we'd like it to be. But there's a certain different kind of excitement with pullback. It's a little bit more of an unnerving excitement, but an excitement nevertheless. Hector the Dude says, I believe Bitcoin was made by a group of very intelligent people from all parts of the world. That's certainly within the realm of possibility. 7-1 says, if T-King pumps tonight, I will be sick. I sold all mine a few weeks ago right before it started crashing. Why did you do that, 7-1? With all due respect, I'm not telling you what to do with your investments, but I would have at least held on until Tiger King Season 2 came out if you were a T-King holder. But even at that, Tiger King Season 2 is no guarantee that Tiger King is going to really take off. We'll see. We'll see what effect that it has, but it's going to be an interesting next several days for Tiger King either way. So I believe the Tiger King Season 2 comes out tomorrow. So we'll see how it shakes out as it relates to Tiger King. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? I think I'm caught up on what's going on with the chat. Now let's get to this Satoshi Nakamoto situation here. There hasn't been a lot of news outlets that have been covering this, surprisingly. But one of them is by Futurism.com. Dubious court case claims Bitcoin co-creator is dead. All roads lead to Florida. Why is it always Florida? Florida's always where the craziest stuff goes down, where the craziest people are. If you want to confirm that, all you need to do is Google Florida man in the news search results, and you will be busy with just crazy out there stories for weeks. Anyway. Futurism reports the cryptosphere is abuzz over a Florida case in which the plaintiffs are claiming that one of the co-creators of Bitcoin is dead and that his family is entitled to what amounts to a $32 billion estate. Holy cow. I can't even wrap my head around that kind of money. The crux of the case lies in mostly a claim that Australian programmer Craig Wright was at least partially the person behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, who created Bitcoin as well as the concept of the blockchain back in 2008. Wright is being sued by the family of David Kleeman, an Australian alleged former business partner who died in 2013. So basically this family's goal is to prove that they deserve half of all the untouched Nakamoto cache, roughly 1 million Bitcoin, which is currently valued, guys, around $64 billion. $64 billion. That is just an incredible amount of wealth. Wright's defense confusingly holds that Wright did create Bitcoin, a widely disputed claim, however, but denies that Kleeman was his business partner. That's where it gets juicy. While this bizarre case could, in theory, establish the identity of the creator of Bitcoin and determine who controls the vast wealth associated with the Nakamoto name, many say that the case will prove absolutely nothing, however. Indeed, the family's case hinges on one very dissident core argument. And that argument is that Wright is telling the truth when he says that he is the creator of Bitcoin, but that he's lying by claiming that he's the sole creator of the cryptocurrency. To add to the strangeness, you guys, this Kleeman versus Wright case is the Australian programmer's alleged behavior in and out of the courtroom. So get this. As a law reporter tweeted following the Tuesday's proceedings, Wright appeared to be messily posting to Slack about wanting to sue misleading experts for fraud, and while he was literally in court, causing the judge to intervene. It's not the court's function to monitor your public or private activities, But to the extent that it does have a chilling effect on witnesses and its direct and indirect threat, then I do get involved, the judge blasted back. The district judge overseeing the case in Southern District Court of Florida reportedly said, "I'm not going to tolerate that moving forward. Well, it's tempting to put mudslinging aside. It seems like the drama, at least for Wright, is the point." Well, we may know closer to actually learning who Satoshi is or was. There will likely be many more twists before the truth finally comes out. This court case is absolutely wild. I can't believe there hasn't been more coverage of it. I am going to keep covering it as things unravel and as it transpires. I think we're in for many more quirky twists and turns ahead. But the claims being made there in that court case are absolutely epic. I mean, it's just wild. So is Satoshi Nakamoto dead? It's possible. We don't know yet. We can't say with certainty one way or another. But who knows what facts could arise through the rest of this court case. It really could give us some more solid information to be able to conclude there. Johnny says, with inflation going on record high lately, do you think it help or hurt Dogecoin and the whole crypto market? It could possibly go both ways. Look, inflation's going to do what inflation's going to do. I choose to disconnect myself from that aspect. I don't personally pay too close attention to that as a long-term factor. The bottom line is, if you are invested in projects with sound, solid utility and a very strong community with a team that is advancing it, particularly when you're dealing with various captains of industry as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin, and even arguably something like XRP are, you are, I think you have a high probability of success provided you're just willing to hold through all the different inflationary trends. If you start dictating your cryptocurrency decisions based on every inflationary trend and whim, I think you can quickly find yourself in the L column. If you start letting that dictate your sensibilities. Again, it is, when we look at the amount of crypto history that we have under our belts now, it's at least 8 or 9 years as it pertains to Bitcoin, we have a positive trajectory overall. Same with Doge, same with most of the top 10 or top 20 even cryptocurrencies out there. So the idea that all of a sudden everything is going to come crashing down and chronically recede due to the whims of inflation seems to be a pretty low probability in my opinion. Guys, if you already haven't smashed that like button, if you could just take a moment to do that, that's the number one thing you can do to help the channel out and just reach more people. So also, if you haven't become a member, that's something you might want to consider doing. I host at least about three member only streams through for each week, and then plus you get that nifty badge and then access to those funky emojis as well. And it starts with just $4 a month, folks. It's just $1 a week. I'm the limbo champ. I can't get any lower than that. And it's just another great way to show support for what we're doing here. So, why the secrecy to who created Bitcoin? Antoinette asks. I mean, it's a pretty good question, but there's a lot of advantages for the person not being doxxed to be in charge of something as valuable and of epic importance as Bitcoin for security reasons alone, right? So I think that's probably the predominant motivator for wanting to stay anonymous, is for security purposes. But different strokes for different folks. Then again, you have other personalities that kind of really relish in that role. We've got fellas like Charles Hoskinson, who's the creator of ADA. He really likes being out there front and center. Of course, Vitalik Buterin, he really likes being out there as well and mixing it up. Billy Marcus, the creator of Dogecoin, he likes being out there, but he's not really directly involved with Dogecoin anymore, and I don't think he wants to be. He likes just kind of just kind of hanging out, observing things, and just kind of mixing it up with the people. So yeah, that's what I would attribute that to. Who was here for the show with Little Mook last night? Little Mook was my special guest. He was coming to us from down in Alabama, and he is most known in these circles for making some Dogecoin themed rap music. So we were mixing up with Little Mook last night, and we had a good talk and we had a good time. We'll have Little Mook back in the future. He was a fun guest, really good guy, and little did I know that he was already a big fan of the show and was subscribed and already watched regularly. So he knew the deal. He knew the deal going in. Steven, do you think Starlink would accept Doge as payment? Mr. Lynn asks. Absolutely. I think I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's just a matter of when Dogecoin will be an accepted form of payment and currency as it relates to Starlink. Furthermore, Starlink is, the predominant goal of Starlink, and one of its predominant objective is to provide internet through different sectors of the globe that currently doesn't have it in the most rural sectors of our planet. Now, that's actually a lot more territories than you would expect. Once Starlink is able to provide truly worldwide internet, this is going to. These are also potential new investors, right? So I think this is going to bring a lot more people into cryptocurrency, frankly. Once that gets established, so that's a whole nother market that I think is going to really add to the popularity and the bolster of the entire crypto market, frankly. Yeah, I've read that too, Kyle. I'm not sure what to make of that. But it is what it is. Now we are in week 2. We are in week 2 of Binance denying freezing up Dogecoin. People are still, anyone using Binance are still unable to do anything with their Dogecoin. They're unable to take it off of the platform. They're unable to cash it out. They're unable to transfer it to other locations. And we are on the second week of this happening. One of the things that strikes me most curiously about this scenario is right out of the gate, Binance was blaming this on the latest update of Dogecoin. Now, we had core Dogecoin developer Ross Nickel on the show just a few nights ago. And when I asked him about this, he said that's not really the issue here, that they've done their due diligence on their end from a development perspective. So someone's not being totally straightforward here, and I don't think it's Ross. I don't think it's I think the Dogecoin devs I think they know what they're doing. I think they've been very straightforward. On the other hand, Binance has a very spotty track record filled with more red flags than your crazy ex-girlfriend. I mean, honestly, Binance has a really sketchy track record. And not only have they disabled people from being able to do what they want with their Dogecoin, specifically, not any other cryptocurrency, just Doge. It's not only curious, but they have also, like I said before, what's also been happening to a lot of people is they upon logging into their Binance, their Dogecoin is no longer there, and then Binance is telling them that they owe a balance for that missing Dogecoin that is missing because of them, and telling them unless they pay that balance from the Dogecoin that's missing, that's to no fault of the users, that they are disabling withdrawal functions across the board on people's portfolios there. This is absolute insanity. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is one of the most egregiously disgusting things I've seen from a platform, specifically as it relates to Dogecoin. I'm not saying I don't have enough data information to conclude that this is targeted and malicious, but at the very best, this is gross incompetence. Now, Nick and I have talked this over in a Twitter Spaces yesterday. Binance is the most popular exchange on the market by trading volume. they have more than enough resources to staff accordingly to ensure things like this don't happen. But the team at Binance and the CEO of Binance have chosen to have staffing be very light and limited when you consider the size and scope of a platform like Binance. So they're choosing that. So they're essentially choosing greed and just extra profits at the expense of competency, which the consumers and the user base is really paying heavily for. Like I said, best case scenario with Binance is there's gross incompetence there. So I've publicly stated on my social medias that I am done with Binance. I will no longer be using Binance. I'm currently in the process of getting the remainder of my cryptocurrencies out of there. Consequently, I also had a contest, just so you guys know, to kind of help jumpstart my new presence on Twitter. And I was going to give away, and I still am, by the way, to be clear, $50 worth of Dogecoin to 5 different people over Twitter. The problem is I was going to do that through my Binance account. But guess what? Guess what I haven't been able to do with that Dogecoin on Binance? I'm unable to send it anywhere or do anything with it. So that's a little bit set back. I was supposed to give all that Dogecoin away yesterday. So don't worry, those giveaways are still coming. I'm just rerouting right now. I think Gemini is a pretty good platform where you are able to you have Dogecoin wallets, and I can send Dogecoin wherever. So I'm just reallocating right now, and don't worry, that giveaway is coming still, folks. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Doge Axe body spray on eBay right now goes for $100. Actually, that's much more on the lower end. I'm surprised it's going for $100. Last time I checked, it was much more expensive than that to get one of those Doge Axe body spray cans. Let's see, what else is going on? Did I get to all your guys' questions? Antoinette asks, okay, Antoinette's full of questions tonight. That's good, though. Do you think we'll someday use cryptocurrency as our main form of currency since the U.S. dollar keeps going down in value? I mean, great question. I think it's possible. I'm more of a moderate on this issue. I know that there are many minds in crypto that would like to see that be the case. I think that there is an important role for respective national currencies and to keep those in place. That kind of goes along with my general outlook on the planet. I think sovereignty is important. Okay, and I think national currencies play an integral role in that. But where I do see cryptocurrency is solving a lot of problems that fiat can't, and solving a lot of problems that money orders can't, and things like that. So I do see cryptocurrency getting to the point, and not even in the widely distant future, mind you, where cryptocurrency is just another normalized, common checkout option, just along the side of cash, credit card, debit card, or cryptocurrency. And I think we'll probably see a strong evolution in apps that are going to work a lot like when you have debit cards and credit cards in your Apple Wallet, or I think we're going to have crypto wallets that are going to work much in the same fashion as credit cards and debit cards will upon checking out and things of that nature. But thank you for the question, Antoinette. Mary in New York, thank you for the $5 super chat. Do you plan to do more Twitter Spaces with Mr. Balls? Keep up the great work, thanks. Yeah, good question, Mary. I do. Since I started a brand new Twitter account from scratch, I felt that was the perfect time for me to start hosting spaces again. Before this last week, I hadn't hosted a Twitter space in well over 6 months. So it was, it's been interesting, but it's been good. It's been good. So I will be hosting Twitter spaces semi-regularly with not only Nick, but my other co-host, Sadaf Jadran. Sadaf is, I got to get her back on here. Our schedule has just been really clashing, but we're going to be working her back regularly on the show. She's been up to a really massive NFT project that she's helping to spearhead right now. That seems like it has a lot going for it. So I'm sure she'll want to talk about that amongst other things. We love Sadaf. And so, yeah, to answer your question, yes, I will be doing Twitter. I will be hosting Twitter Spaces semi-regularly with one of my co-hosts, either Nick and or Sadaf. And thank you for your support, Mary. Kama DeLuffy coming in with a $3 super chat. Thank you, Kama. Appreciate it. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. I see some Sadaf emojis going on. Yeah, she kind of has a Kim Kardashian aesthetic to a degree. And I think most of you would conclude when they're crying, I'm buying on payday, says Diamond Hands Freddy. That's the spirit. Nick Balls did not need an introduction. I agree. Donna coming with a $5 make you holler. Appreciate it. Exactly how tall are you? Me? I'm just a smidge over 6'2", about 6'2". That is how tall I am. I don't know how tall Nick is. That's why, I'm not really with the win Lambo trend in crypto. I have no desire to be in a Lambo at 6'2". And plus I'm a bit claustrophobic. You know what my kind of car is? My kind of car is one with tall ceilings. That's where I feel most comfortable due to both my height and my mild claustrophobia. So right now I mostly drive a Jeep it's got a very tall roof inside. So that's what I like about it. So I think even if I were to come across Nick Ball's level wealth, I would still drive a Jeep or something similar with a really tall roof in it. Good call, Zombie. What's going on with Zombie? Let's scroll up here. I feel like I'm trying to keep up with these chats, but I'm still missing a few. We haven't had a Texas toast in a while. You guys want a Texas toast? We'll give you a Texas toast. We'll give you a good old-fashioned slab of Texas toast from the Crypto Cowboy. Yeah, I haven't brought that out for a long time. What's my opinion of Loop Ring? Loop Ring is absolutely killing it right now, obviously. The question is now an opportune time to buy into Loop Ring still? Maybe right now. I'd have to see what it's doing today. But I would definitely wait for Loop Ring to experience a fairly significant pullback before buying a position in it at this point. That's just my opinion on it. But I think Loop Ring could keep going. I mean, could really keep going there. I don't think it's finished. There we go. Lots of Texas toast emojis up in the chat. Appreciate it. SwiftPod says, I love Loop Ring. Great time to buy for sure. Yes. I would overall agree with that. I don't personally own any Loop Ring right now, but it doesn't mean I don't like the project. Jason Huffman, good to see you in the mix, my friend. So I think I've exhausted that Doge Binance story there. I think we're good. Now this is a kind of an interesting, quirky, funny story. I covered a bit in the Twitter space, so it's going to be a little redundant. Those of you who are in there. But an interesting story, nevertheless. Miramax sues Quentin Tarantino over what they call a money grab in Pulp Fiction NFTs. Miramax plans to make, or Quentin Tarantino plans to make NFTs based on the film. Okay, let me start from the beginning. This is for context. The film production company behind Pulp Fiction called Quentin Tarantino's plans to make NFTs of Pulp Fiction a deliberate, premeditated, short-term money grab. Okay. Production company Miramax has filed a lawsuit accusing director Quentin Tarantino of copyright infringement for selling NFTs derived from his blockbuster 1994 film Pulp Fiction. November 2nd, Tarantino announced that he'd be tokenizing 7 uncut screenplays scenes for the critically acclaimed film as NFTs in December. Each of the tokens would feature the uncut first handwritten scripts of Pulp Fiction and exclusive custom commentary from Tarantino, revealing secrets about the film and its creator. Folks, when I hear the term uncut, the first thing I don't think about is film. Maybe it's just me. Miramax owns the rights to the director's edition of Pulp Fiction. In the suit filed on the 16th of November, that is today, okay, in the Central District of California, it claimed that, now get this, Tarantino kept his Pulp Fiction NFT plan secret, and that the announcement has interfered with its own plans to mint Pulp Fiction NFTs. Huh. I mean, I'd have to see more details on the situation, but I'm not sure if I buy it from Miramax. I'm not sure if I buy it. It could be true. I'm not sure if I buy that all of a sudden Miramax had plans to release Pulp Fiction NFTs upon hearing about Quentin Tarantino's plans to do so. You know what I mean? Furthermore, I think it's rather rich of them accusing Tarantino of deliberate, premeditated, short-term money grabbing by trying to put out an Pulp Fiction NFT line when Miramax is wanting to do the exact same thing. So why is it when Miramax wants to do it, it's somehow inherently not those things, right? I don't know. I don't know if I buy it. Plus, I kind of pull for Quentin Tarantino on this one too, because Miramax was predominantly the company that was co-founded by Harvey Weinstein and his brother. So I don't have the most sympathetic leanings to those fellas. So I would like to see Quentin Tarantino beat Miramax on this one. So we'll see how the legalities shake out on that. Doge is dipping by the dip, yo. Doge is everything's dipping. Everything's dipping. So if we take a look at a full market rounder here, guys, and we will do that here. Just give me a moment. Pulling out some market trends here. So Doge right now is trading at 23.24, down 5% for the day, up about 0.5% over the last hour. Bitcoin trading exactly sideways right now, but down about 3% over the last 24-hour cycle. Ethereum trading at 4,100, down 4% for the day, trading exactly sideways right now. Solana even down a little bit right now, and down 6% for the day. Almost every single thing is down right now, and everything is down between 2.5% and most everything down between 2.5% and 8%. So again, this is nothing unique to Dogecoin. Don't freak out. The retracement you're seeing with Dogecoin is stretching all across the market, not unique to Dogecoin by any means. Even DeFi, most all DeFi projects are taking a hit today. In fact, the only things that are really up in all of my positions are a couple of SHIT coins that I have. Those are the only two doing well out of everything. Even my DeFi projects are all down today. Everything's down across the board, with the exception of a few SHIT coins. So that's how it goes. And honestly, that's why I always hold a couple of those things. Honestly, I always like to keep a couple of those just kind of in the mix for fun. So let's see what's going on in the chat. A lot of strong feelings about Crow. I'm not even going to weigh in on that one, guys, but I know people have been doing really well on it. I know Crypto Batman was very. I think he's still really bullish on Crow. 69 people in chat right now. I love it. 69 and a bottle of wine. Wine me, dine me, 69 me, as the saying says, right? So I don't know. That was just kind of an interesting, quirky story of Quentin Tarantino. I wouldn't say that I'm like the biggest Tarantino fan, but I do like some of his stuff. I particularly like Death Proof. That was with I think that's predominantly because what's his name starred in it? Kurt. You know his name, Kurt. Big Trouble in Little China. How? He's one of my favorites. I'm just having like a brain freeze on that one. But I love anything that he's in. I love anything he's in. I thought he was great in Death Proof, and I like a few other Tarantino movies as well. But I'm not. There are people that are way more into him than me. But I really did enjoy Pulp Fiction. I remember seeing that way back in the day. So Tesla stock is bullish right now. Bullish. Kurt Russell, thank you, by the way. Thank you. Cherry 2000 is a great movie. I agree. Cult classic, Cherry 3000. If you haven't seen that I use excerpts of that in my outro. Tesla stock soaring again. I told you that this was going to happen. What I predicted was how that was going to play out, and end up playing out to the T, frankly. So what's going on is, in the anticipation of Elon selling off some of his Tesla stock, just the mere anticipation of the news caused Dogecoin to take a nice deep dip, but very temporarily. I told you that this was going to happen starting Monday. That's exactly what happened, but I said it wasn't going to last long. Other people saying this was going to send Tesla into a tailspin for months. For months. I was reading this everywhere. That didn't make sense to me. That didn't make sense to me because Tesla is known to be one of the safest, most sure-shot winners in the stock market, that I didn't think that Elon even selling the full 10% of his positions in Tesla would lead to months of Tesla stock spiraling. I had no way. What I told you was going to happen was there's going to be a short window of dipping up, like basically an accumulation opportunity, is how most people obviously saw it, that would last maybe 2 days. Maybe 2 days at the most, and then everybody would be aping in and buying those dips because I believed that there were a ton of people waiting for that moment, waiting the wings of that moment to buy their first Tesla offerings on a nice dip that doesn't come along often in a stock like Tesla. So that was a very rare opportunity, and people ate up the dip, and consequently, Tesla is just really, really, nothing's going to break Tesla's stride. And that's exactly how it worked out. So those of you who were been waiting in the wings for your initial Tesla positions or to adding on to your existing ones, I hope you were able to take advantage of that short window there. I hope you were able to take advantage of it. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I love Kurt Russell. I love Kurt Russell in a lot of movies. Anyone see Captain Ron? Captain Ron is terribly underrated. Quintessential like comedy from the 90s, starring Kurt Russell. In fact, that could be my favorite Kurt Russell. No, Big Trouble in Little China's up there too, but Captain Ron's pretty great. In fact, I'll tell you how much I like Kurt Russell. I like Kurt Russell so much, I even like that chick flick that he was in, Overboard, with Goldie Hawn. I even like that movie. Kurt Russell's the man. Kurt Russell's the man with the plan. I think I'm caught up with what's going on with you guys in the chat, and I think I covered that Tesla story just fine. And then also, it was recently announced, and I covered this in the Twitter Spaces as well, but SHIB token is also going to be a crypto addition for AMC now as well. They announced that about a day and a half ago now, and I shared my thoughts on this earlier in the Spaces, but just kind of recap a little bit here. I'm kind of indifferent to it. I really don't think this affects Doge in any way. In fact, I think it's probably going to help Doge in a weird way, because once those first quarterly earnings reports come back from EMC, I think it's going to be very clear that Dogecoin is going to be the runaway winner of the number one transacted digital currency in the ones that AMC accepted. I don't think SHIB's going to get much action at all. When you consider the transfer fees of SHIB versus Dogecoin, it's night and day, folks, particularly as it relates to the most recent Dogecoin update. It costs fractions of a penny for transactions to occur on Dogecoin. Conversely, with SHIB, it's estimated that a pair of tickets and, some stacks is going to run you anywhere from $30 to $50 in transaction fees. I don't know anyone who's going to pay those kind of transaction fees using SHIB for theater endeavors. So I think it's going to really highlight the limitations of SHIB and conversely the strengths of Dogecoin going forward. That's just my opinion on it. Not saying that SHIB can't thrive in other aspects, in other utilitarian ways outside of retail purchasing, but it is what it is. Yeah, guys, be really careful with your taxes in crypto. Make sure you either hire a CPR who knows exactly what they're doing, and has experience with clients with handling crypto. There's also some really helpful apps right now that help you keep track of all that stuff. Also, too, if you hold on to your crypto investment for a minimum of a year, the amount of capital gains tax that you will owe on those cryptos when you finally do cash out are going to be substantially less. So if you can hold a year or longer, the amount of taxes that you will pay on those crypto investments are going to be drastically less. Just catching my breath here, guys. That's the thing when you host by yourself. It's just like, you do 100% of the talking, right? I'm not sure if I have anything else to add to the show. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll field those to the best of my ability. Meantime, let me double check my notes here. There are some technical analysis that say that Dogecoin, if it hits the wrong way over the next couple days, could retrace down to as low as 18 cents. I would say that this is in a low probability category. I really don't see Dogecoin getting any lower on this correction period than 22 cents. I think 18 cents, even worst case scenario, if Doge got down to 18 cents, I think it'd be just a flash in the pan, super temporary, before it shot back up pretty dramatically from that point. So I'm not too worried about Doge getting down that low. I'm seeing the lowest around 22 cents for Doge. And I don't see this correction lasting too much longer before things get back on track. I would say pretty good chance that they will within the next 48, 72 hours at the most. Jason Huffman coming in with a $10 super chat of some old school video game controller with some made in the shades. My future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. I love it. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate the support. You need some milk, Steele. I've been talking a lot, folks. My throat's getting a little bit hoarse here. I've been a talking maniac. I'm a maniac. Oh, man. So, super sticker. Let me check back to my notes. Of course, many of you probably already heard about this, but e-gift cards, e-gift cards giant, it's called Gift Chill. It's an interesting name for a company. Is going to be accepting Dogecoin as payment. So Gift Chill is actually the leading e-gift card platform, and it's announced that they have added Dogecoin now as a payment method. And Dogecoin's had, as we know, record-breaking leaps since Elon Musk began tweeting about it, in part to a lot of other factors as well. But so this is huge. This is the leading e-gift card platform has officially announced as of this morning that Dogecoin acceptance. So the adoption is well underway, folks. Lots to be encouraged by. Do not be discouraged. There's lots to be encouraged by, folks. Lots to be encouraged by. Well, folks, I'm about at the end of my notes for tonight. A little bit talked out, a little bit hoarse. So it's much easier for me to do longer programs when I have a guest that I can ask questions and ping pong back and forth. But hopefully, I will have one of my co-hosts back tomorrow. Jason Huffman coming in with big Doge Energy, $50 make you holler. Now I gotta stay on. Thank you for being a maniac. I'm a maniac. Maniac on the go. I think that's how that song goes. That's from Flashdance. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not even going to try to do it anymore, but I actually like Flashdance. I like the aesthetics, and I'm a bit partial to women in an 80s aerobic aesthetic. I think it's just something about it, you know. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, man. Kama DeLuffy's asked Jason, can you be my sugar daddy? Jason, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for literally helping keep the lights on over here. Appreciate it so much. I wouldn't be able to spend all the time that I do on this stuff without your guys' support. So hugely appreciated there. Deep breath here. Oh, one more story I will get to before I leave you guys tonight. The UN responded with Elon Musk's challenge to prove how his wealth could tackle world hunger by revealing a $6.6 billion plan. Elon Musk challenged the UN to show him how $6 billion could address world hunger. Elon said he'd sell Tesla stock and do it if the UN could show how the money would be spent. The UN has gotten back to the world's richest person with a proposal. Elon Musk recently dared the UN to show him how $6 billion of his wealth could be used to effectively address world hunger. On Monday, the UN got back to him. And this was a correspondence with David Beasley. Now, what's interesting is the goalposts really shifted here since this all first came up, because the whole mainstream media throughout that whole week, as you recall, was attacking Elon Musk, saying that he could literally solve world hunger with $6 billion. He could solve world hunger. And I thought to myself, this is wildly stupid, irresponsible journalism. I'm not an expert on such matters, but I know enough to know that $6 billion isn't going to just magically solve and defeat world hunger. I knew that much. So this assertion by the mainstream media as an attack on Elon Musk in this regard seemed wildly erroneous and just frankly stupid. And finally, Elon Musk called them on that on Twitter and was just like, look, if you can point to me and lay it out for me pragmatically, a solid plan that $6 billion would defeat world hunger, I will allocate $6 billion to do that right now. But you gotta show me tangible plans on how that would happen. Now, a UN representative ended up responding to him, Elon, and saying, well, you know, the $6 billion wouldn't solve world hunger, but it would really go a long way, and it would help deter various dictatorships in particular parts of the globe. So I'm like, okay, that's not what the deal was, though. Even representatives of the UN were hopping on this mainstream media narrative that Elon Musk could solve world hunger with $6 billion and is choosing not to. So the goalpost has changed. So how will Elon react to these new goalposts remains to be seen. But I suspect that he probably will be working with this UN representative in some fashion to come up with some sort of charitable philanthropy venture in efforts to tackle this sort of stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, Jason Huffman coming in with another $50 super chat just because before you end the show. Thank you so much, and what a great way to end the show. Thank you so much, Jason Huffman. Hugely appreciate it. Thank you so much to my super chatters. Honestly, I can't thank you guys enough for the support. It just means so much. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Hope you guys got some out of it. Hope you had fun. Hope you got some encouragement. Hope you got a little knowledge out of it you maybe didn't have before. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Appreciate you. Mama Crypto, thanks for holding it down. And the rest of my mods, Zombie Doge Army. Thank you, Mary, New York, Kama DeLufa. Of course, Donna Tabuki, Antoinette, good to see you. And Jason Huffman, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Until next time, this is Steven Steele signing out.